All right, fuck it. That's the setup we're gonna go with. Yep. Okay, we're doing it. Ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen. Whew. I spent the last half an hour at least, maybe longer, trying to set this up and trying to do something semi-decently presentable to film this video. The truth is, I just don't really have a good spot to film, and I wanted to do this tonight because there's a very rare opportunity here, and this is something that's been on my mind for a long time. I've wanted to start this channel. There's big reasons for that, and I'll get into that in a minute. Maybe I'll just start by getting into why I'm doing this now. Anyone that knows me, if they watch this, will be surprised to hear that I've been actually suicidal for the first time in my life in the last couple months. Properly suicidal. A plan and everything. I know where I would have wanted to die, how, and my friends and family, if they see this, would be surprised by that, because my entire life, I've not been somebody who's ever been suicidal. I've definitely had my moments, like I think we all do, where you just don't want to really live this life anymore because things get very difficult. But you don't want to die. Like, you don't want to die, you just want things to get better. And I had some events recently, and a lot of things kind of came down all at once, and I didn't want to live anymore. I really did feel that my only option was out. Then someone came into my life, and there's just a connection that we have, that I've discovered with her, that is along the lines of something that I've only had a few times in my life, whether it be with friends or a romantic interest or what have you. And she doesn't know this, but she saved my life. That connection that I've shared with her up to this point, sorry. I put a lot of work in, and I do sweat a little bit when I'm getting hot. I'm also a little nervous doing this, I'll be honest with you guys. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. As I was saying, this connection that I have with this woman is something quite rare, and having her come into my life when she did, the way that she did, the connection that we made with each other, brought me out of that dark place and gave me a newfound hope and desire and drive for the future, which is something that I've not had in a long time. I don't know what's going to happen with her and I. That's all up in the air right now. But I don't think, in regards to this channel and what I want to the direction I want to head with my life is dependent on that. I hope that I get to see what happens there, but I can't make any predictions. I can't guess what's going to happen. I'm just going to have to wait and see. Um, which brings me to the channel here with you guys. And this is all just going to be off the cuff today. Some of my videos are going to be scripted, because I think I do come across a lot better if my thoughts are gathered and laid out. I do pretty good like that. Off the cuff is a little more random and sporadic, and sometimes I can lose my train of thought and that kind of thing. But for the channel itself, really what I want to do is try to start building a community and make connections with people, and hopefully gather enough people and get them really driven and concerned about and excuse me, wanting to change the direction that the future we're headed towards. Because one of the biggest things that I've been struggling with for years at this point, and no doubt lots of people have, is that there's so many issues that we as humans have been dealing with, and problems that we've created that some of us are trying to solve, some of us are making worse. There's so many tough, just rough things that happen on this planet. There's so much shit. There's so much bad. And if we keep going the way that we are, I think it's pretty clear to anybody that's even half paying attention, we probably don't survive this. And if we do, it's barely any of us. And if we do, the planet will be utterly changed. It's already going to be changed regardless of, even if we all came together tomorrow instantly and change things. What that could be or is going to look like, I have no idea. I'm sure most people probably don't even have a clue or a guess. Some people might think they do. I don't know how much stock I put into that. But it's pretty clear, even with some basic facts, to recognize just how fucked we are if we don't do anything about this. And I know there's a lot of people already working on these problems. Part of me starting this channel is to hopefully maybe start connecting with those kinds of people, and maybe seeing what I can do and what I can maybe encourage others to do, and get more people involved in changing the direction that we're headed as a species, as a planet, as life. I really hope that we can change this, that we can head in a good direction. Because right now, the only two attractors that we really have are basically dystopia and chaos, essentially, anarchy. There's a lot to get into with all of that. I've listened to a very small percentage of the content out there around this stuff. I think I have an all right grasp on it. I'm gonna lay this out more in future videos. But for now, suffice it to say, our tendencies as creatures on this planet are the things, like the way that we act, mostly unconsciously, and the systems that we've built that kind of drive us in the direction that we're headed and to do the things that we do, are the things that are going to cause us to ruin all that we know and love here. And again, that's part of the reason I recently became suicidal, is thinking about all this and the intractability of the problem is so deep. But I was reminded that I'm not hopeless, that I'm worth it, that I'm worthy of love and compassion, and that there are things to like about me. Um, for a while there, I was struggling to kind of to recognize any of those things. Um, but my eyes have been open to that, and uh, I've been showing that again. Um, and this has given me a renewed faith and hope that maybe, just maybe, the thing that the past me has been so focused on, if I stand up and if I push and if I try, maybe I can be somebody who helps make a difference. That I can encourage enough people to band together for all of us to make a difference. I'm reminded of, I watched it recently, I watched it the other day, because sometimes, at random times in my life, there's just some video, like TV or pop culture content, that kind of thing, that I just like to go back to and relive briefly, because it's that good and it's that impactful. And the one that I'm thinking of today is Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday, the speech that he gives at halftime at the final game in the show, in the movie. And I bring that up because it is very clear to me that the concept that he points to in that speech of team versus individual maps on, I think, pretty perfectly to what we're dealing as life on this planet going forward. If we don't come together as a whole, as a species, and that doesn't mean everybody, but it means a lot of us. It probably means most of us. We need to come together to push for the changes, and we need to do it soon. We need to move on this, because there are too many things in motion now that if we don't stand up soon, we may not be able to change where we've headed. With the way that technology and AI has advanced recently in the last few years, and how fast it's moving, and how little the people that are actually working on it really, again, this is getting into the intractable problems. I'll get more into it in a future video. But the bottom line is we're at a precipice, and we need to act now, yesterday. And I'm sorry it took me so long to start this channel. I should have done this years ago. I wanted to do it years ago. Why have I not done this yet? Oh man, trying to figure out the answer to that question is going to take a lot of investigation. But there are many aspects to that, no doubt. But I'm here now. I have renewed life in me. I have renewed vigor. I have the drive for this. I have the little bit of tools that I got here, and that's another thing I'll mention going forward. I'm going to try and get a better setup here soon. I'll get a better lighting setup, hopefully. I probably won't have a studio or anything like that. Like I said, I'm in my mom's basement. It's the most open space environment that I have right now to film in, at least. At least it's doable. It's manageable. Excuse me. At my house, I just don't have room. It's just too small a place. There's nowhere else, or there's nowhere I can really film. Um, but I'm gonna figure all that out. I'm gonna edit this video. I'm gonna pop this up first. Make the channel. I haven't even made the channel yet. This really is spur of the moment. Um, the reason I did it tonight is because my mom's out tonight. She won't be back till tomorrow, and so I knew I could use this basement. And I'm not ready to tell any of my family that I've been suicidal. Uh, it's such a it's such a strange thing for me, having lived life the way that I have and viewed things the way that I have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know right now is that I want to try. No, not try. Do or do not. There is no try. Yeah. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm going to show up. I'm pushing forward. And I hope you'll join me. I'm going to start documenting the different changes that I'm making to my life, the different things that I'm working towards, the different things that I'm going to do. I've got a small list so far, but that list will grow. I've got a small list of things that I'm going to start looking into. I'm going to look here locally where I live to see what groups are already kind of started around these kinds of issues and maybe things that I might be able to help with. But for right now, I'm just kind of giving you guys a quick backstory for why I'm starting this channel, why I'm doing it tonight, and what my hopes are going forward. The rest of it I'll explain in time as I start publishing more videos. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing. Some of the content I'll do is will be more about me. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. But my main focus is going to be on first talking about the problems that we're dealing with, why they're so complex and difficult, why, as I understand it, the solutions that we think we have up to this point are not sufficient. And I'm going to start reading into that stuff a lot more. I've just been listening to people talk about these things. I haven't done the research into these things like I should. Take that as you will. The people that do talk about these things publicly in a professional sense, I think, obviously take everything with a grain of salt, but there's enough grains of sand to make a heap that things are not looking good, right? So maybe I can make a difference. I hope I can. Well, I guess, shit, I never introduced myself. There's part of me that wanted to use my fake name. My friends and I did an out-of-town thing back when we were in school, and we all made fake names for ourselves because we were going out of town. Nobody knew us, and we did this whole thing. But I think I'm going to be real with you guys, and I'm just going to stick with my real name. I just might as well. What comes will come. I'm Dennis. I live in Canada, and yeah, this is me. This is my story. This is our story. This is the planet's story. Let's see where it takes us. Okay? Alright, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Cheers.